So Pythagoras theorem tells us the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. So this here represents a right angle triangle, right? So if you square the hypotenuse, how do you locate what the hypotenuse is? Look for the 90 degrees, and where the 90 degrees is pointing to, this is the hypotenuse, or you can say the longest side. So Pythagoras theorem states the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So it has a formula, c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse, right? HYP represents the hypotenuse. So if you square the hypotenuse, so we have 5 squared is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. So if you put 3 first, 3 squared plus 4 squared, it doesn't matter. Addition is commutative. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. You get the same answer. So if we square this side, 5 squared is 25. 4 squared is 16, plus 3 squared is 9. And we know 16 plus 9 is 25. So we get 25 here and 25 here. So this is not how the question comes, but this just shows that Pythagoras theorem is true. In a right angle triangle, right, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. What's very important is you have to locate your hypotenuse first. So let's look at these two questions below. So they want us to find x, right? Let's look at number 1. We need to find x. So the first thing I tell students, quote Pythagoras theorem. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So we have c squared is equal to c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse. Note, it's important to locate the hypotenuse first. So the hypotenuse in this case is x. So instead of c, I'm putting x. The other two sides, I can put 4 for a, I can put 4 for I can put 3 for a, it doesn't matter. So I'll use 4. And b, I'll use 3. So x squared is equal to 16 plus 9. X squared is equal to 25. X is equal to the square root of 25. X is equal to 5. If you don't have any units like centimeters, meters, you just put units. So that is how to do this question here. Let's look at number 2. So number 2, we need to find x as well. First thing, quote the Pythagoras theorem. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where c is the hypotenuse. All right, so what is the hypotenuse? Locate the right angle, and where it's pointing to, that is the hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse is 5. So we say 5 squared is equal to, all right, we can choose 3 to be a. So 3 squared plus b is x squared, right? You don't put 3 alone, you have to put 3 squared. A is equal to 3, b is equal to x. Note, if you put a as x, not a problem. You could put a as x, you can put b as 3, it's not a problem. My preference is I like to put the known value first. All right, I like to put a known value first. So that is why I write 3 here. For across there, I like to put, well, in this case, both values here are known. All right, so c is equal to 5. There's the hypotenuse where the 90 degrees is pointing to. A is equal to 3 and b is equal to x. So make sure and put your squares. So 5 squared is 25. 3 squared is 9. Now we have to transpose. 25 minus 9 is equal to x squared. We want to get rid of this 9. We want all the numbers on one side. So if I minus 9 from this side, it'll be 0. Go write it because it cancels out. Equal sign means you have to do the same thing on both sides. You have to minus 9 on this side as well. 25 minus 9 is 16. X is equal to the square root of 16. X is equal to 4. Put my units. All right. So that's it for Pythagoras' theorem.